Greetings, I'm John Watsky, Dean of the School of Education. Thank you for your interest in becoming a pilot teacher. With us today are students and one alum, and our program counselor, Kelly Brown.
Hi, I'm Kelly. I am the program counselor for teacher licensure programs here at UP. First, I want to introduce you to our panelists today. So panelists, if you could introduce yourselves, say what year you are in the program or year you are in your career, and what drew you to the program. Let's start with Haley.
Hi, I'm Haley. I am a freshman. I'm majoring in elementary education with a minor in theology. And I was initially really attracted to coming to UP because of the 3+1 program. So I'm doing my undergraduate degree in 3 years and then my master's the 4th year. And since being a campus, I've just loved the community feel, and I've just loved that I've been able to get right in the classroom. So I've jumped into field experience and been helping in a kindergarten and a first grade class these last 2 semesters.
Hi, I'm Sarabi. I'm a senior secondary education and math major. And what initially drew me to UP was the hands-on experience and classroom experience that you get starting your first year. And I think that's really helpful just to get right into it. And you have 4 years to grow. So I think that was really nice.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth. I'm a sophomore elementary education major. And initially what drew me to UP was all the field work that we get to do from day one of our freshman year, pretty much. And yeah, like Sarabi said, you just get to grow throughout your 4 years and you get to get right in the classroom. So yeah.
Hi, I'm Kayla. I graduated in 2014 and I'm now 5th grade teacher up in Issaquah, Washington. I have to echo what the other lady said about the field experience was invaluable. It was great that since day one I was in a classroom and got to see a variety of classrooms, a variety of teachers that I could learn from. And that was wonderful and helped me really figure out who I wanted to be as a teacher.
So I'm Severin. I am a education and math double major. I am also doing the 3+1 program, so I am in the middle of that. And I am going into my junior year here at UP.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, panelists. We're going to hear more from them shortly. But before we do, I just want to give you a quick rundown of our program, what I think makes our program unique and special. And I hope you will agree. So I'm going to do a little share screen here. Bear with me. Okay, so this gives you kind of a breakdown of the 4 years in the program. Your time at UP as an education major is going to consist of education classes, field experience hours, university core courses, and then there's room for elective or specialty courses, and I'll talk a little bit more about that shortly. But what's neat about this color-coded bar chart here is that it shows you how that breakdown progresses as you progress through the program. So your first year and your sophomore year, you're going to be a little more heavy on university core courses. And then as you progress, you're going to add in more education classes, more of your elective and specialty classes. By the time you get to your junior year, those field experience hours double. So one of the things that our panelists will tell you about that makes our program really special that they spoke about already is that you are in the classroom from your first year as a teacher here. So you spend 36 field experience hours each per semester your first year and your sophomore year. That ramps up to 72 hours in your junior year. And then by the time you reach your senior year, which we call your professional year, you are student teaching. So if you're in your professional year, fall semester of that year, you student teach half-time. And then in the spring, you are student teaching full-time. You're the lead teacher in that classroom. So we kind of use this as the template for what I call your 4-year plan, which is what I create for you, which is kind of your course plan as you progress through the program to stay on track to be able to complete your program and graduate. So using that same color-coded scheme here, this is kind of the template for your 4-year plan. So you can see, again, those education classes are in red. Colors are not showing up super well here. It's a little hard to see. So your education classes in red, your university core courses there in green, those field placement hours here in blue. And then in black, you have your education specialty your double major or minor, electives, or your add-on endorsement. So if you're a secondary education major, you choose a content area to either double major or minor in, depending on what that subject area is. So if you want to teach middle school or high school biology, you would be a major in education and minor in biology, for example. So that would be where those classes would fit in there, is where you see that black. If you are an elementary education major, many of our elementary ed majors also add on additional minors or double majors. We also create room in your plan for things like add-on endorsements. So when you graduate our program, you will have your teaching certification in hand. You will be have a preliminary Oregon teaching license, and that's another big part of my job, is helping you walk you through that process. But we offer add-on endorsements, so that would be an additional certification on your license in special education, English for speakers of other languages, and reading specialist. So again, that black area would be where you would add on those classes. We also encourage our students to study abroad. UP has a really great study abroad office, and lots of wonderful programs. They're adding new and interesting and innovative programs every day. There are a couple programs that are specifically geared towards education majors. We have a program in Fremantle, Australia, that's hosted by the University of Notre Dame, Australia. You get to do some field experience in Australia in that program and take some ed classes there. There is also a summer program in Quito, Ecuador, which would be a 6-week summer program. Again, you get some ed classes. You also do a homestay with some families in Ecuador. So those are two really great programs that are specifically geared toward ed majors, but there are lots of other study abroad programs that would be available to you as well. And one of the things I would do is help you figure out where that fits in that 4-year plan for you. The last thing I want to touch on, and again, our panelists, Haley specifically, can talk to you more about this soon, but we also offer what we call the 3+1 pathway program here at UP, which we're pretty excited about. It's a pretty unique program. It's new, and we're very excited about it. So normally on a traditional path, you would get your bachelor's degree in 4 years. With the 3+1 program, you get your bachelor's degree, you earn your bachelor's degree in the first 3 years of the program. So that's the 3, and then the +1, the 4th year in the program, what would traditionally be your senior year, your professional year, would be your Master's of Arts in Teaching, or MAT year. So you would get your bachelor's degree and your master's degree both in 4 years. That program is a really great option for folks who are coming in with a lot of AP, IB, dual enrollment, running start credit, but that's certainly an option that's available even to students for whom that is not necessarily the case. So I would work with you to create a plan if that's an option that you want to take, and you'll get more information about that that you can review, and I'm happy to answer questions about later. But that's also an exciting option that we are happy to offer. So the best way to learn about our programs is about hearing from current students and alumni. So I am going to kind of turn this over to the panel now. So our first question is kind of for all of you. So when you answered in your introduction very eloquently what appealed to you about the program, why do you want to be, like, what made you want to become a teacher specifically at UP? If you have things to add that you didn't mention in your introduction, we can go one by one. So let's start with Kayla for this one.
Okay, perfect. One thing I do want to add is I really appreciated the small class sizes. That was something that was really important for me. I did not want to be in huge lecture halls and trying to understand information and be confused about work and not be able to go to my professors. So I felt like UP did an excellent job keeping small class sizes. I felt like I had very close relationships with all of my peers and my teachers. I always felt like I could go to office hours. And there's still professors to this day, even though I've graduated several years ago, that I still reach out to. So I love that community feel. That really made a big difference for me. And that was another big reason why I chose UP.
Yeah, and Kayla touched on something really important. Our program is large enough to give you many opportunities, but it's small enough that you will be known and get lots of individual attention. So like Kayla talked about, you will foster relationships with your faculty, with me, with your faculty advisor, with our placement director, and our placement team. You're never ever going to feel just like a name on a roster. Like, you are known, we will know you, and you will know us. So we think that's pretty cool. Elizabeth, do you have things to add about what appealed to you about being a teacher at UP?
Yeah, so I think when I was looking into different colleges, the big thing that I was noticing was that a lot of colleges didn't have an education major, and so I would have had to get my degree in psychology or some subject and then get my master's in education. Then another thing that appealed to me was that I looked at other colleges was the student teaching, like we talked about before. So a lot of schools, you don't get to go into the field class, into your field placement until like junior or senior year, and by then you have all these ed courses that you've done, and then what if you don't like it? And so UP is kind of the best of both worlds, where you get to major in education if you want to, and then you also get the hands-on from day one. So that was, when looking at different colleges, one of the main things that I definitely appreciated about UP was the major and the field placement.
Fantastic. Let's take it over to Haley.
Yeah, so I actually have a very similar situation to Elizabeth's. I always knew I wanted to go into teaching, but then as I was looking at colleges, it was a lot of, oh, take child development or take psych as your major and then go back to school. And then I saw UP, and UP's like, we'll give you a master's and a degree in education. And so that initially sparked my interest, but it wasn't until I got to campus and I really felt the community, and I did want a small school as well to get that personalized attention. And so I definitely was really satisfied when I found that UP fit everything I wanted. And then just coming here and meeting all the people in the education program specifically, they do a really good job of incorporating us and, really having us connect with our classmates so that we can reach out, and then our professors as well.
Yeah, fantastic. All right, Sarabi, and your senior year, what are your thoughts?
Kind of, I agree with what everyone else, with everything that everyone else said. I also remember when I was looking at schools, I knew I wanted to be a teacher, but I'm from California, and basically every program I looked at in California, it takes you 5 years because you need to do your undergrad and then you need to get your credential. But what I really liked about UP is that you can do your undergrad and your credential, and now we have a 4+1 program, so you can just do it all in 4 years. So that was the nice part about UP and Oregon in general.
Yeah, fantastic. Severin, what advice do you have for people considering UP?
What drew me into the school here, the School of Education particularly, just was mainly like how much it seemed to like prepare me for teaching in the wider world because of like the field experience that it allows you to do starting the first semester, so that I knew that I could find out whether or not I wanted to do this teaching thing. I knew that I would figure that out soon enough, and so I wouldn't be wasting my college time. But I found out that I really enjoyed it, and so I've stuck with it.
That's excellent advice from all of you. I want to take this opportunity to thank all of our panelists. Obviously, these are some unique circumstances under which we are hosting this panel. So you all are awesome. Thank you so much for sharing your time and perspective and experience with us. And thank all of you for watching in this weird format. Normally we do these on campus in person. We really look forward to the day when we can welcome you to campus and show you around in person, but for the time being, we're happy that you spent this time with us here today.
Well, and thanks so much for your attention. We'll display information if you'd like to reach out to the School of Education. We'd love to put you in touch with a current student, talk to a faculty member. Of course, Kelly Brown can talk to you about your own special plans, your personal plan for your education major, and how to make that work in 4 years as well. Be well. We look forward to hearing from you. Bye-bye, everyone.